You're tuned in to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast, where we are showcasing the coolest brands and gifts while featuring movers and makers. I'm your host, LENORE, and there are so many misconceptions regarding CBD and hemp. Let me just first say, you're not, getting high or stoned off of it by all means, but it does help ease symptoms of many common health issues. You have anxiety, depression, and even acne. So the Metolius Hemp Company is a very trusted brand that you can get all of your CBD and hemp products from. You can get straight flower, you can get pre-rolls, you can get, which I have in front of me right now, a canned gar. Let me open it for you too, because it's honestly pretty darn cool. Or you can even get topicals. So the Metolius Hemp Company, they have it all. And I had their co-founders, who are brothers, John and Rion Friess, on the line to share more about their products and honestly the benefits of CBD and why we should really be switching from nicotine, tobacco, and THC products to the products that they have to offer. So John, Rion, welcome to the Brand Ambassador Select Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, that was so in sync. Like you guys came from the same womb or something.
We did.
So how do two brothers just wake up one day and we're like, I want to make a hemp CBD sort of company? Why this?
Well, we started out with farming hemp and got into that industry, as you can see the field behind me, and really fell in love with the medicinal properties of CBD, and went down that road for a few seasons, and then decided that we could actually take it all the way to a finished product and make some amazing stuff for the consumer.
Now, there are a lot of misconceptions regarding hemp and CBD, and I feel like there's a lot of information out there, but not everybody is as educated as you two, clearly. So what are some of the major facts that we should know and the listeners should know right now about specifically CBD? One, we know you don't get high from any of it, so we can get past that, from CBD and hemp specifically.
You want me to tackle this, brother?
Sure.
Okay. So I think at the highest level, the most important thing for consumers to know is that every mammal, including humans, have an endocannabinoid system, a naturally occurring internal and endo system that can only be basically managed with cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are essentially naturally occurring compounds that happen in hemp, cannabis, and about 25 other plants on planet Earth. However, cannabis is the richest in cannabinoids, has the largest number of them, has the most diverse nature of them, and the plant has been evolved over millennia to be highly medicinal. We actually believe it's the most medicinally rich plant on Earth. I think the only thing that could maybe even put up a fight against it would be fungi, to be honest, the oldest living organism on planet Earth. So you have this system in the endocannabinoid system, and though your body has cannabinoids in it and can produce some, you need in many respects to balance out and create homeostasis within it. If your endocannabinoid system is out of whack, and there are two main elements of it, the CB1 and the CB2 receptor, that affect your nervous system, your immunity, right, your mental health, all of it. If the valleys are too low without enough cannabinoids in them, or if the peaks are too high, you're off balance, right? You're not in a state of homeostasis. And so what they find is that CBD in particular, and CBG and CBN, and all of these, what they call sort of secondary cannabinoids, but they're really primary cannabinoids that just aren't THC, they're non-psychoactive. If you can continually put those into your system, you will start to see the benefits that many of our customers and people around the world report. Decreased inflammation, pain, decreased stress levels, better sleep. And all they're really doing, honestly, all they're really doing is they're giving the endocannabinoid system exactly what it needs. It is not dissimilar in any way, shape, or form, giving your body the minerals, nutrients, phytonutrients that you don't produce naturally, that aren't in your diet, and you take in via supplementation. So if anything, this is a supplement company for the endocannabinoid system.
Now, I see the plants, and you're in the farm behind you, Rion, specifically. Do you grow CBD differently than you would grow, I guess, regular marijuana or the full entire cannabis plant? Is there a process for that?
No, this is the same plant. It's just been genetically bred to be extremely high in CBD and extremely low in CBD. There's also CBG and CBDV in this field. So it grows pretty much the same way. It loves it out here in Central Oregon. one of the things we do is we use a drip tape system, which uses a lot less water because we're trying to farm as sustainably and regeneratively as possible. So we actually use a quarter of the water it takes to grow the same acreage of hay to grow all of this hemp.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah. And how many, I don't even know, is acres the right word to even use? The land behind you? What's bigger than acres? Like lots and lots and lots of land?
Well, this is 4 acres here. So it's a small farm. It's
about 7,500 plants are there this year.
Yeah.
Now, you get affected by weather, right? So can you guys have a bad season?
Oh yes, you're at the mercy of the weather, acts of nature, acts of God. Yeah, we've seen entire crops destroyed by hailstorms before. We're lucky; we have a very nice climate here in Central Oregon and a very nice growing season. It's a high desert climate, so with a little bit of water and a lot of love, a lot of weeding, these plants just thrive out here.
So at Metolius Hemp, what products can we buy?
Oh, it's a myriad, but our primary vision as a company is to reduce or replace tobacco, then alcohol, then pharmaceutical drugs. So our entire model and approach is we basically match your form factor, whether it's a cigarette, chewing tobacco, a cocktail. We match the price that you pay for it, and we give you an exactly opposite health outcome. So all of our products are really designed to go to consumers that have a vice that they want to probably continue to own, or maybe in some cases quit, but they would like to do it in a healthier fashion. So our customers predominantly replace cigars, cigarettes, chewing tobacco with our products, which are all organic, vertically integrated. We deliver them direct to your door, and you actually get them on a monthly basis. So that's the big picture. What do we really have? From a product perspective, we have pre-rolls, we have cigars, which are cannabis cigars. We have lip pouches, which replace chewing tobacco. We have a sleep powder, which is becoming rapidly one of our best-selling products. We have pain topicals as well, both a roller and a stick. And then we have moon rocks as well, which is basically a way to vaporize the flowers. So all we're trying to do is take over, and I shouldn't say all. What we are trying to do is when you walk into a 7-Eleven, everything behind the register is a naturally occurring, all organic cannabis product that matches the price you've paid, is available at any time, and ultimately, again, gives you the opposite health effects. And I'll just say this, for example, last week we did a test where we replaced alcohol drinks with mocktails. They tasted the same, they looked the same, they were done, not by a professional mixologist, but by someone that knows how to make mixed drinks. And about 60% of the crowd was drinking alcohol, and the other 40% was drinking our mocktails or cannatails. And these have a myriad of things in them. They have CBN in them, they have CBD in them, and they have magnesium in them. And what was crazy is those same 40% that drank the mocktails did not smoke cigarettes, did not smoke nicotine, and smoked our cannabis products in lieu of those. And so I reached out to a few of the people the next day. So if you had 2 or 3 mixed drinks and a cigar versus 2 or 3 of our mocktails and a cannagar, the feedback was, I slept like a baby. I feel nothing but good today. I'm not dehydrated. I feel cognitively ready, versus the people that had the booze and the cigars. I'm fine. Just need to get some coffee and some eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Water, I'll get through it.
I'll get through it. I can make it through this, bro. No, but that's what we're trying to do. You have the same social experience. You still have that vice, but it's on the other end of the spectrum in regards to impact on your body.
So let me get this straight. So obviously you drink alcohol and you get drunk. If you have a vape or a cigarette, you get that nicotine sort of high. You don't get any of those sort of feelings with your products, right? Or do
Actually, you do.
Oh.
Yeah, so right now I'm enjoying one of our beautiful cannagars. And this on the inside is filled with our own organic CBD and CBG flower we grow right here on
That's the one I have in front of me.
Outside. Yeah. You got one yourself. Yeah.
I can't
And
light
then
this
it's
inside. I'm going to get arrested or something. So I'm just going to open it up.
And then it's enhanced on the outside, but all of our smokables are enhanced. And what I mean by that is, if you can see in the camera here, after we handcraft this in an organic palm leaf, then we spray the outside with CBD distillate and then coat it with CBD isolate and CBG keef. So you're getting like 7 times the cannabinoids per smoke. These are not only delicious and a great alternative to cigars, but as John was just about to mention, you do feel a clarity, a calmness, a relaxation, a little head tingle from the CBG. So there is a quote unquote high associated with it, but you're not getting stoned. You just feel really nice, relaxed, alert, and calm.
So we're vibing. That's what I'm feeling. We're vibing.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with the
Definitely
mocktails. The mocktails have a physiological impact. And this is, arguably anecdotal at this point, but there's no question the people last week that were having the mocktails felt as though they were engaged. They said things like, oh, I feel like the edge is taken off. I kind of feel like I've had a glass of wine. But the difference is you will not slur your words. Obviously, if you take in a large amount of certain cannabinoids, you should not be using heavy machinery. But you're not high. You're capable of driving legally. There's just a number of things about it. But like Rion said, people keep reporting and have been for years, but to us directly and specifically, I feel more relaxed. My body, I start with this body calmness, if you will. Again, we have noted a lot of people with tingling sensations in the temporal lobe, and their cheeks, things like that. This is vasodilation happening. And in the end, yes, there is a form of a high, but it's a clarity more than it is couch lock. You know?
And eating Cheetos.
Yeah. Yep. Most of our customers, when they don't get the munchies, they get the crunchies, which is the CBD version, and they generally eat vegetables. I made all of that up. I made all of that part up.
I was gonna be like, can you send me some now? Then I don't have to do as many crunches at the gym. Please, like, hello. But you mentioned, so I feel like a lot of people, majority, have heard CBD. This is like the 5th or 7th time that you've mentioned CBG. And I think, John, you mentioned CBN, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the heck is the difference? Is that another sort of cannabinoid that you mentioned? I didn't even say that right.
Yes. I can answer it. Ryan can answer it. So CBG, and then Ryan should tackle the next one. CBG is called the mother cannabinoid or the stem cell cannabinoid. So as Ryan mentioned, the plants that we grow are truly cannabis plants. They have just been organically bred over the course of about a decade to slowly remove more and more THC with each crop till they got to a point. In some cases, some of the plants we grow are what they call non-detect THC. Literally, when they go to the lab, no THC can be found in them. And that's specifically our CBG plants. So CBG is, from a molecular perspective, when you plant the seed, all cannabinoids start as CBG. As the plant matures and grows, that converts to THC, CBD, CBN, and all of these well over 80 really well known, but people believe there are hundreds of cannabinoids within the plant, but they start as CBG. So it's like your stem cell, a stem cell, a stem cell. It can turn into anything, right? Soft muscle tissue, right? Brain tissue, whatever it needs to, muscle. And so that's what CBG is. So this particular plant actually only produces a predominant level of CBG and then has another series of cannabinoids. Well, what does it do? So CBG, since it is the mother cannabinoid, it does a lot of things. It predominantly does 2 primary things, though. One is it cleans out the CB1 and CB2 receptors. So now imagine, like we were talking about the peaks and valleys before. Well, let's just say you've been taking in a lot of CBD or a lot of THC. It sort of gets gunked up, if you will. And so it cleans it out. And the second thing is they're finding that it increases essentially uptake or bioavailability of all cannabinoids. So just as an example, we've had a number of our customers that are trying to quit THC. The first time they smoke one of our CBG only pre-rolls or one of our Moon Rocks, which are purely CBG flower, and obviously it's 50% of the cannagar you're holding, have stated, I've never been so high before in like 2 years. One guy said 3 years. And we were like, what? That's impossible. But what it's doing, right, is it's cleaning it out, and they have a bunch of THC already in their system, right? And it's getting uptake. But what happens is when our customers say they want to quit THC, which is a good number of our customers at this point, they can do it with our products. They're getting, again, that same sensation. Yes, they're not stoned, but they feel like they still own that vice, but it's a healthier one. So that's CBG, and then CBN is the what they call the sleepy cannabinoid. It is highly efficacious in helping individuals fall asleep and stay asleep. So our team invented a sleep powder that is working really, really well for our customers.
Sign me up for that one. Okay, because you were mentioned it earlier about your Canna Club membership. So is it I can get all the sleep medication, all the topicals, all the pre-rolls, all the cigars? How does that work?
All of them. And it comes to your door on a monthly basis. You choose the volume you want. We try to match the price. So if you're a dip user, we match the price of a dip. We try to match the price of a cigarette. And then you choose the volume you want. We ship them direct to your door. Generally speaking, those reflect on the highest end about 70% off retail. You sort of get 3 for the price of 1. And in some of our cases, we just don't quite have the margin, but the margin is so slim, but we know it's the right thing to do for our customers. We know if it looks the same, feels the same, acts better health-wise, and costs the same, there's no reason not to switch, because we're not asking you to come up with more budget within your family. We just want you to try this as an alternative.
Yeah, for honest, maybe I'm wrong, but like maybe you'd save money, because I know cigarettes specifically, like those packs are a lot. So if you were able to bring that down and maybe just reduce the amount of what you were having for the day, and maybe only use one a day or one of your pre-rolls or something a day, it does help out in the long run.
Yes, I found my personal budget. I was a melatonin user, and I just kept taking more and more melatonin. My melatonin budget was ridiculous every month. And now that I've switched to River Dreams, I'm sleeping better. I'm spending less, having better dreams. It's just phenomenal.
Is that okay? So that's what you picked up. Okay.
Just do a cap full a night with whatever beverage you want, your chamomile tea, water. We sometimes suggest not a crazy amount of liquids, so you don't have an urge to get up to use the bathroom. But yeah, we actually have individuals that have been on Ambien for more than a decade.
Wow.
To wean themselves off with this. People that take muscle relaxers to sleep. I mean, sleep is a huge, epidemic globally, especially in the United States. So there's just an option. And then if you get the club, you get a much larger jar that sits on your vanity with the exact right dosage. And
this one that John's holding up, this is our trial vial. And so we made this smaller size so that people can get this easily. You get this as a one-off on the website, and take it home and try it for 6 nights to see if you like it, if it works for you. And then if so, you can easily join the club and get a monthly supply.
Now, when you smoke cigarettes, vapes, even I don't, my dad's the cigar person on the fam, and I've tried, and it's a little too harsh for me. So I'm going to take it out. The Canagar, does it hit as hard as a regular cigar would? Or are these a little bit less harsh on your throat for everything overall?
It's way less harsh. It tastes better. It smokes better. The organic palm leaf is a huge part of that. They smoke incredible. Yeah, you don't get that coated tobacco tongue that you get with a cigar. Yeah. So what I recommend is at first you fully inhale, because these do have a distillate tip when you first light them up. And so you really get that nice CBD hit. And then as you continue to smoke it, I smoke it like a cigar. So more mouth smoke and not inhaling every single hit.
Though you can inhale, and that's what's been crazy.
Oh, yeah. You can totally inhale them. They're amazing.
So that's our largest club dollar-wise, is gentlemen predominantly trying to quit cigars for themselves or their spouses, or both. And that's what they say is, I can actually inhale this and I smell good.
Yeah.
You don't want
smell like grass, not ass. Yeah.
That's it. That's the tagline.
Because I know that with the smoke, honestly, smoking anything, or even if you want to just go straight to hookah and stuff, it just at the end of the day, after a long period of time, it hurts. And then your throat is sore. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, am I actually sick? But then I'm like, no, I just, smoked too much, which I should probably not have done. But if this will help that, then you just literally create a healthier option. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I think you're gonna love it.
We need to get some of these to your uncle then.
No, or dad.
Or your dad. I'm sorry. You think your dad.
It's literally all the men in my family. My husband didn't even smoke a cigar until we started dating. And then he was like, I don't want to do this. And then all of a sudden there's a humidor in our house. All the cigars are coming in. I'm like, yo, since when? He's like, It was your dad.
It
So
was your
now
dad.
I'm interested to see on if I gave this to my dad, my brothers, like my husband, all the other men in my family that literally go to like cigar nights. If they had this, what would that experiment be like and their experience be? How would they would feel in the morning, how their throat would feel, if they still have some sort of head high. And I'm going to do my own experiment, guys. And
Do
maybe
it.
I'm doing it
Please do.
myself too.
Well, we
You know,
need to
we
send
have-
you the 3 grammer too. So that's the 5 grammer you have. The 3 grammer, does toke. We say toke versus smoke. Does toke a little differently. It is actually the most popular. But yeah, I think you'll find they'll be like, what? This isn't, because you don't have to cut the smoking end, right? Like you do on many cigars, and some cigars you don't. There it is. But we'll send you as many as you want. We'd love for you to do a test.
The 3
And then
gram is actually my preferred size. Yeah.
This
then in the
is
end-
so cool.
And then in the end, you nailed it. If I can say one thing, it's the social interactions, the community of that cigar club. It's the golfing group. It's, the lawn bowling group, whatever it is. And there seems to be this attachment with cigars or alcohol or cigarettes, right? Amongst many of these communities. And in some cases with cigar clubs, it is truly the tobacco product, but it's not, right? It's getting together. It's having this thing that's your own. There might be this little element of people being like, I know I shouldn't do it, but I'm doing it. All of that is fine and good. Let's just change the result. And if I may, the longest study ever done on smoking is 21 years old now. And they looked at 4 types of individuals: people that never smoked anything in their lives, people that smoke tobacco, people that only smoke cannabis, people that smoke tobacco and cannabis. The ones that had the lowest propensity for lung disease, emphysema, and lung cancer were those that only smoked cannabis, slightly lower than those that never smoked anything in their lives. Those that smoke cigarettes only, tobacco only, 21 times the likelihood of lung cancer, emphysema, and lung disease. When you smoke cannabis and cigarettes, that goes down by 2/3, meaning unequivocally, cannabis can either slow, stop, or reverse those particular conditions because this is a controlled study where they literally showed if you smoke cannabis by itself, you actually have lungs that perform better than lungs that have never smoked. And if you smoke cigarettes and you add in cannabis, you're actually decreasing your likelihood of getting these conditions. So it's pretty amazingly powerful. People are like, how do you combust something and put it in your lungs? And that's good for you. And it's like, well, look at all the ways we take it in medicine. That would be like me saying, how do you put these 17 pills in your stomach and it's good for you? How do you spray that up your nose and all of a sudden your allergies? Like, these are the ways that the body takes in medicine, right? It's either through the blood, it's under the tongue, it's digested into the stomach and through the intestines. It's brought into the lungs through vapor or through combusting and smoking or toking. These things work. And I know it's hard for us to get our minds around, but actually smoking or toking cannabis is being proven more and more to be extremely healthy.
Well, you found a new club member in me. So if you want to join their club member or just even try a product before you want to commit to being a member and have like a monthly subscription, you can head to metoliushemp.com. That's METOLIUS hemp.com. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Metolius Hemp, the brothers in front of me right now, founders, John, Ryan, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Canada cigar or Canagar. Enjoy the rest of whatever you're having, John. You don't have anything in front of you right now. So like you can, after we end this, you can go enjoy what you're having. Oh, you have a drink.
I know.
Then I guess I'm going to try, I'm going to try the Canagar later. So guys, thank you so much for introducing us to these products. And truthfully, not even just introducing us to your products, but being more like giving us more information and being way more educational. Because I think that anybody who listens to this episode is able to walk away from being more knowledgeable than they were before.
Well, thanks.
Thanks for having us.
This was awesome.
Yeah, I know. So hopefully I'll go to Oregon soon. Now, that's a wrap on another episode of the Brand Ambassador Select podcast. I'm your host, Lenore. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one. More at brandambassadorselect.com, and we will see you next time.